It is time to go live once again. Who do we have on right now? Alain is first on in Montreal, and Christopher is on in the UK. I see there's crowns and number threes next to people. That's new for me. I think that's what you guys got to see last week. Ida Marie's on in DC. Who else is here? Steven's on in Australia. He seems to be number one right now. Ida Marie, National Ice Cream Day tomorrow in the US. Well, that could be delicious. Wow, you guys had a lot of conversations before I started. And Sarah's on in Germany, so I guess that's everybody caught up. Little crowns, I see at the top of my screen says top fans. So right now it's Steven's number one top fan, then Ida Marie, and then Christopher. That's how it seems to play out. All right, 6 of us on. What's going on? Well, it's busker weekend here, so I just put out a video about 30 minutes ago showing my experience at the Busker Festival yesterday. I went down in the afternoon after I put out my regular Friday video, spent a good number of hours down there checking out the buskers, filming, then went home for supper, and then Shanda and I went back after supper, and I caught the last act that I was missing and actually got to see a couple of the other acts too that used fire at night, which was kind of nice to see that. So that was a lot of fun, and the weather is holding up. It's another beautiful day, about 28 degrees Celsius here today, so they'll have good weather today. Tomorrow might be a little dicey. I'm not sure when the rain is supposed to start, but it is supposed to start tomorrow, so those people that are going to the Busker Festival, hopefully they either got there yesterday or they'll be down again today and enjoying all the fun and entertainment that goes along with it. You just saw the new, yeah. Oh, Wolfie's on too now. Mitty is on. Wolfie's in England. Mitty is in Finland. Christopher's on in Washington State. Did I miss anybody? Mitty says it's 25 degrees in Helsinki today. That's good. Nice warm day. And Wolfie says, thanks for the postcard. He's meaning the That Dad Guy Crew Wednesday postcards. One of them was destined for him, and he finally got it, so that's good. 7 degrees Celsius now, just after midnight for Stephen in Australia. 31 in Germany for Sarah. Is Carla on? I see a hi, Carla. I didn't see. Oh, yeah, there she is. Good morning. Carla in Mexico is on. 15 degrees for her. 19 degrees in Falmouth. This is an international weather update for all of those of you who are tuning in for the first time or maybe don't know about That Dad Guy Crew and are watching it for the first time. It's one of the things we like to do every Saturday is tell you the weather in our respective areas. So that's what's going on right now in all the comments. 56 degrees Fahrenheit in Washington State, so a little cooler for you today. Ida Marie says she can actually be a part of the Wednesday decorating in a week because she doesn't have to work on that day. That's good. And 84 degrees Fahrenheit in DC right now. That's cool. Yeah, Wolfie was a part of that decorating challenge for the card that he actually got. So it's always kind of funny when I'm watching it. 88 degrees Fahrenheit in Nevada for Joseph. To know that I know where the card is going. And so sometimes the people that are on that live stream are the recipients of the card they're helping decorate. So that's kind of cool. You're surprised that I found Port Lincoln? Well, I looked for it right off the bat, and it was listed right on there. So that was really cool. So you are big enough to make the map. For those of you that don't know what he's referring to, because maybe you didn't watch Friday's video yet, this is the map that Christian sent me of Australia, and so Port Lincoln is on it, and there is kind of directional maps of things that you might want to see while you're there. So pretty cool. Yeah, Port Lincoln is on it. Fun decorating sessions as always. Yeah. Hello, Anna. Welcome. Yeah, who needs the weather network to be determined? You just tune in here and you'll find out weather from around the world. Speaking of around the world, anybody seen or heard from Roger lately? I haven't heard from him in Athens for a little while, so hopefully everything's doing well with him and he's okay. Welcome back, Stormy. Eastern Washington, U.S. And I think I hope you mean Eastern Washington State. You're not referring to Washington, D.C. on the eastern seaboard. Monty in Saskatchewan says it's 13 degrees Celsius there. A little chilly there. Christopher is doing well in his weight loss, so that's good. And doing some running. Good for you. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Ida Marie, on the letter from the Premier. For those of you who didn't watch Friday's video, I got a letter from our Premier of New Brunswick, which was a real big surprise. Now what I got to do is get in touch with her and convince her to be in a video too. So we'll see if that can transpire. Yes, Washington State, Stormy. And sorry to be determined that you are having a bad time in the stream. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. Welcome, Gary in Surrey, British Columbia. 15 degrees Celsius there. Frame the letter? Yeah, I probably will. Find a spot on the wall for it to go. It deserves that. So that probably will happen. A number of people have asked me to do that already, so that's good. Some of the things we got coming up, I've got post-crossing tomorrow, but I also have those 2 big packages that arrived from Temu, so we're going to do an opening of that. We have some stamps that arrived. Ida Marie has sent some stamps, and I want to show you the wildings that will be a part of this month's giveaway. And so if you want to be a part of that, you go into that the stamp of the month video, put in the keyword that I've asked you to put in, and at the end of the month we'll draw to see who's going to be the winner of it. So I'm glad a few more wildings have come in to be bolster that giveaway. Who knows, maybe some more will arrive before the end of the month. And Sarah from Germany also sent some stamps, so we'll open that and go through those probably on Tuesday, I think. So we'll look at doing the stamps. And yeah, we had a new stamp video for my father's stamp collection that came out this week. We talked about Nicaragua this week. Next week, if I'm doing one on Thursday, we'll see what comes about. I did do some soaking of stamps last week. I have to put those away and organize. But I guess I got to open those Temu packages first. Hint, hint. All right. What else do we have here? What's with the negative comments? I don't know. People sometimes like to put negative comments. Tomorrow is Carla's dad's birthday. So happy birthday early to your father. Hope you guys have a nice lunch together. You know what, Wolfie? You'll probably find this too on your videos. There's always going to be some people that put negative comments in. That's why I always say, please leave positive comments, because negative comments don't really help anyone. And if you put too many negative comments, especially in this, I just remove the person who's doing it. So it just makes it that much easier. We're going to keep this a positive situation as much as we can. There's too much other negative in the world to focus on that. So it has been a busy week. It's been a fun week. Lots of stuff has come in. Lots of things still to do going forward. We're already into the second half of the month. So I'll have to start thinking about, next month's stamp of the month. We've already got a topic for it, but we'll have to start planning the video for it. I already have to start thinking about September and October and what those stamp of the months will be too, so I can let everybody know who like to help contribute with it. Let them know what's coming up so the mail can get here. Welcome, David. David is on now. It's a beautiful 24 degrees down in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Oh, you found some vintage postcards at a yard sale. Awesome. Congratulations. No, you're right, Wolfie. 100%. So before this live stream, minutes before, maybe even seconds before, I was going through yesterday's mail, sorting away some of it, writing my list of the people that I'm going to have to respond to, and prepare that for the upcoming week. It's one of the things I tend to do on a Saturday. Today is a little bit more restful of a Saturday, so hopefully my wife and I can go out and do something other than just grocery shopping to make the most of it. Because we did all the busker stuff yesterday, and I was able to get the video edited and out by this morning, I don't have that to do. So I'm hoping today is going to be more of a, enjoy the Saturday kind of day, because it's a beautiful day outside, so I want to do that. Oli is on from Poland. Welcome, welcome. I haven't seen you in a little while, so I'm glad that you're on. And so is everybody else by the looks of the comments. So it's always nice having our returning people. Nice to get some new faces, but also nice that we have our regular crew that joins every Saturday as much as they can. I know there are some people that have work commitments. It's not as easy for them to be on. Isabel in Chile sometimes can't be on because she's working during this time frame. Sometimes she's on but can't communicate because she is working, and I understand that. But the regulars that we see on an every Saturday, when you're not here, you are missed. So it's nice to have you on. Charmaine in Maine, where are you? Normally you're on here as well. We've got Olia, but no Charmaine this week. But I also know it's summertime. People are, taking it easy, not getting up as early in the morning, or by this time it's mid-afternoon or later in the day for them, and so they can't be on. Where's Basil and Joe in India? They're usually on here too. Yeah, people have commitments. They're out doing stuff, enjoying their summer. I get it. Just because I'm on here every Saturday doesn't necessarily mean you guys have to be here. Yeah, Christopher's usually heading to work, so he's given us a little bit of his time early in the morning too, because it's only 8:10 or 8:11 there in Washington State right now. And Ole, you've been busy because you've had anniversary celebrations and travels and all sorts of fun things going on in your life, and I've been enjoying seeing some of those videos too and taking us along on those adventures. So thank you so much, and congratulations. But we've had some good streams. People have brought up some good topics to talk about and asked some good questions, or presented things that are happening in their lives that we're able to talk about. So it's always fun to see where these Saturdays are going to go. Sometimes it's me outside walking around the yard, showing you what's been growing in the garden. We've had times where we go upstairs and kind of wake Polo up from his sleep, which he doesn't necessarily like, just to visit with Polo. But he's pretty easygoing. Once we get up and awake, he's usually will participate a little bit, and then we put him back to bed. He's had a couple days, because it's been so hot here, in the evening when I wake him up, rather than putting him in the sink to do his little swim first, we go out in the backyard and he walks around and sniffs and really enjoys being outside in nature a little bit too. So it's the time when we can do it. Some people have sent me messages about solar power. So there is a video I am working on about that too. It's going to be a long one, not long in length necessarily, but it will take a long time for that video to come to fruition. So you might have to wait 6 months before you see the end of it and get it posted. Is it safe to ask about a strike and have things been sorted? Certainly you can ask about it. What the situation is right now is that the last contract offer that Canada Post had given to the union rejected it, but the corporation went to the government and said, can you make sure the membership gets a chance to vote on this offer before it is straight down by their executive? And so Canada Post has been, or the Canadian government's forced the membership of Canada Post Union to vote on it. So that voting begins on Monday, and it goes through till August the 1st. There's that much of a window because I want to make sure everybody who has a right to vote gets a chance to vote. So it's all done online or by phone. So it's going to take a little while to do that. Once that comes back, if the vote is yes, that means that the membership has agreed to take the offer, and then we'll go forward for the next 2 years of that offer before having any other disruptions. If it's a no, then a couple things could happen. We could be continuing to deliver mail. They go back to the negotiating tables and try to work out another deal. or Canada Post has the right to lock us out, which means we would be basically back on strike. Not strike, but locked out until something can get arranged. And or we could go to binding arbitration, which means the government steps in once again and they take both sides, decide what's best between the two of them, and then force us to take whatever offer that they come up with. But for right now, and since December when we were forced back to work, it's business as usual. So continue to send whatever you want in the mail. We will continue to do things. I missed something. I see a bunch of congratulations coming through here. So while I was talking, what did it say? Christopher said his wife got an award, career of the year, or carer of the year. That's awesome. Congratulations. Very well done. Very well deserving, I'm sure. Carla's been working on a new video on her channel. Does anyone collect prepaid postage envelopes that businesses sometimes send? I do not. Christopher's wife is a caregiver, yes. All right, and there's a bunch of people that do collect those things. That's great. And there was another question along there. How's the landscaping been going? It's been going good. I haven't done anything more to it. The clover is filling in nicely in the lawn. I'm not going to be adding any more this year, so it will spread where it spreads, but it looks a lot nicer in the green. The flower bed outside where we took the tree down is coming along really nicely too. So also just letting those plants have a chance to grow, time to grow and get bigger. So we're not doing any more things in that bed this year either. As far as the plants around the house, grapes and kiwis and all the berry plants and fruit trees are doing very well. I probably need to still do some more trimming and get to that, so that might happen at some point. But we're kind of that, now we're in the middle of summer. We shouldn't really be trimming anything too much. It's not good for the trees. Trees should be trimmed in the spring or in the fall when they're done their growing cycle. Cut back a little bit, but not heavy trimming, that's for sure. Olia asks, how many regular pen pals does anyone have, or does everyone have? And she always has already put all her addresses in one place and was stunned. I have no idea how many regular pen pals. You know what I do, Olia? If I get a card during the week, I write their name on a list, and then I write to them as soon as I can. And so if I get multiple cards from the same person, the name only goes on the list once during that week, just because I can't afford to write back to every single card I get, but I am trying to do my best to write back to every one I get a card from. And I have it in my notes app. I write everybody's address in that. That way I can just cut and paste into my printer when I need to print off their address. Makes it a lot easier, and people don't have to worry about my horrible handwriting, because I don't have the handwriting that you do. Wolfie's had a break this week. I can see why. You had some really long videos with all your unboxings as you did during your birthday week. Yeah, a lot of work's been achieved in the garden too, so it's been good. A lot of work's been achieved in stamps. I've got more to sort, more to soak, but I had to wait on more Vario pages to arrive in order to carry on. Sarah has between 10 and 15 pen pals that she writes back to. Gary's in a wait-and-see period with post-crossing. 8 cards are on their way, and that's the max for me right now. Yeah, that happens. You get to your max, you wait till they've been received and registered, and then more come back to you and opens up some more slots. That's all right. I'm at the point where I'm just sending 5 cards a week. I have more than that I can send, but budgeting, I'm keeping it down to 5 cards and see how it goes from there. Christopher has pen pals are collection agencies. Those aren't the good pen pals. You don't want to write them back. You do want to pay them, though. Olia says she's 20 plus friends now over time, which is a lot of energy and money. But I don't know how to refuse, but I'm learning. Yeah, you have to. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm refusing. And some people write in, and I say, if you write me and you put your return address, I'll write you back. If you don't put a return address, I don't bother reaching out trying to get it for that much. I just thank you for writing. But I do put everything in a queue, and I only write what I can write, and then maybe your letter gets pushed off until I do it at a later date. You have to kind of figure that out. If we get to the point where our channels are seeing more mail coming in than we're receiving now, then I probably will have to go to the, this is what I got this week, thank you so much for sending it, I appreciate it, and not be able to respond because it will get too expensive. It's already kind of at that tier level. Now with 2,500 subscribers, I have to watch what I'm going to send, what I'm going to do out. So I like the people that say, don't necessarily put an address on it and just say, I like watching your channel, thank you so much. And I get a card. I get to respond on Fridays and say thank you, and then we go from there. What else do we have here? Sorry, there's messages have gone through. I'm just cutting back here. Steven says he's got about 10 pen pals. Whether he writes them on a regular, just get around to it eventually. Yeah, that's good. Midia has about 10 pen pals abroad. I swap cards, yes. Her aunt and a few friends in Finland, similar to, yeah. Midia and I swap on a regular basis. She's certainly one that I would write to almost every week, probably. Wolfie says still a lot of different albums to go through. Yeah, you've got a lot of stamps that you came through. And most of the pen pals he just talks to online. That's kind of good too. I do a lot of that with Instagram. Carla says she has some trouble writing back because she has childish handwriting. Don't worry about that. Nobody can read my handwriting either. And I do a lot of printing. And my mother was one that was an amazing writer. Wrote to everybody, wrote to nieces and nephews on their birthdays, all that sort of stuff. But it was always very difficult to read. And the older she got, it was the harder it was to read. So you just were thankful that you got a card, you got a letter. And if you could read most of it, great. But so that's what I traditionally go with, that just be happy you're getting a letter. If you can read it, you can. If you can't, oh, so well. Gary says it's getting costly at $3.65 to write internationally. Yes, that is true. Thank you for Monty for sending me some stamps. That certainly helps. When I've gotten stamps in the past, people have either sent mint vintage stamps or new stamps that they found for Canada. I definitely reuse those and send them out, and helps bring down the costs for mailing back to everybody. So thank you so much. Christopher says expensive now. It is, yes. High for all. You're right, Ida Marie. Yeah, no digital postcards. We don't want to get into that. We want to keep the mail going. The hobby is about getting those messages, seeing those stamps. Yeah. If you go digital, it's not the same thing. Yeah, I could email somewhere, I could send an Instagram message and do away with everything else. But I wouldn't have that same interest. It's not a hobby anymore. Then it's just communicating. And you lose that sense of all the things that we have as hobbies and collect. And if you get rid of mailing things, it might get rid of my job too, because postal systems would be under attack for sure. Stephen said postage just went up again there in Australia. Some beautiful stamps, yes, have come out in Australia. Thank you, Stephen, for sending me the updated bulletin. Really cool shape stamps coming out. There's some Superman stamps. What were the other ones that really jumped out at me? Hello Kitty stamps too that were kind of cool, different shapes on that. Item rebuys the low denomination stamps at stamp shows. It's a great idea. If you can buy mint stamps at an under face value and then be able to reuse them in postage, that's great. Hello, Anna. Bonjour. Gary's sending more on envelopes because there's more space for your stamps if you're using lower denominations. That's true. I've done a little bit of that too. Oh, the Moana stamps. That's right, Stephen. Yeah, some really cool Moana stamps came out for Moana 2. The U.S. is getting a SpongeBob stamp August 1st. Also very nice. Mandy is wondering what's the problem with mail to England. 3 to 6 days from Finland to England for a letter. Wow. But a month to go to Somerset? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's the problem. It's like Canada to the US. The mail system between the two countries right now is horrible. I got one from upstate New York this week from Post Crossing. It took 37 days to get to me. It should be here in like 4 days. Wolfie says he chats with a few subscribers on Discord, and we share our current projects and just have fun chats and discussions. Yeah, you can do that. You can do online chats. There's nothing wrong with that. I have people that I chat with online that we chat here. We get mail back and forth. Mitty always sends me messages on Instagram about how our day is going, but we still send cards to each other too. You can do both. Sarah and I, the same way. Sarah's kids love SpongeBob, so you will enjoy that new US stamp. Gary got a nice D-Day souvenir sheet from France on an envelope with a card inside. Well, that's cool. That's really nice when someone takes an envelope and puts the whole sheet on, just not just the stamp, but the whole outer rim as well. That's a nice way to get it. I know Stephen from Australia. Steve has certainly done that for me on some envelopes that he's sent up, especially the envelopes he sends to contribute to our giveaways. Wolfie got the post office flyer. Carlos says, for Mexico, the more expensive postal is less than $1 US. Wow, that's a good rate, hopefully. I know it's different for every country, what your value of your dollar is and how far it goes, but it seems to me that's still a good postal rate. I think the less and less people use stamps to mail, the more and more those stamps become in order to keep the mail going. I agree, Gary. That's a nice addition for sure. Item Ray's right. Peanut stamps were issued a while ago in the U.S. There's a lot of peanut stamps out there, and we're not talking about the food. We're talking about the cartoon. Also a fun topic. So I'm going to have to start compiling here soon and thinking of what will that topic be for the month of September. Month of August is already set in stone, and some of the stuff for the giveaways are already starting to arrive for that, but I will have to come up with what I'm going to be doing for September for my topic. That's a shame, Gary, that the UN used to use real stamps and now they're using metered postage. Yes, Snoopy, part of Peanuts, Charlie Brown. Portugal has issued peanut stamps in the past. Charlie Brown is a topic. Could be. Now, I don't know how many stamps would be out there for it, but cartoons on stamps is a very good topic. I try to adjust the topics with the months that I do them sometimes. Sometimes it's just whatever is on my brain that I want to talk about. But cartoon characters on stamps, no politicians allowed. Yep, that's a very good suggestion. And probably will happen. Cool. Many get a post-crossing address to Ghana. I don't think I've ever gotten a African one to send to anyways. I may have received one, but I don't think I've ever sent one. So congratulations on that. Carlos is in Mexico. They don't have cartoons on stamps, just anniversaries, history, art, sports. I do like that topic though, so it certainly is in my brain of something to do. How I'll have to spin it still has to be decided. But yes, maybe. Oh, Miss Hannah Joe, you're having a rainy day today? Maybe that's why we're getting rain tomorrow. Starting with you today and coming our way, and we'll have it tomorrow into Monday. That's why I don't know when our rain is going to start tomorrow, whether it's going to be later in the day, but I know it's going to carry on into Monday, so my delivery day might be soggy. Makes sense. Plants and animals and food also on stamps. We're gonna get some rain in Mexico too. We went from everybody talking about their temperatures now to their precipitation. What's the severe weather warning? Does that mean you're going to get a lot of rain? Is that what you're talking about? What makes it severe? If we get a severe warning here, it means too hot. We could have that in the summer. In the fall, it could be a hurricane coming through, so wind and rain. Interesting name, Mutton Pig. Messi or Ronaldo. Doesn't matter either way. I don't watch football. So you're getting lots of rain. Is that what you're having? Okay. All right, Christopher, have a good day at work. Thanks for spending some time with us. Appreciate you stopping by. But Mutton Pig, I know enough to know both of those players, so I'm not completely oblivious to it. Ida Marie's area's been having lots of weather warnings. Just watch out for the places that are having tornadoes and things like that are really flash floods like Texas had. And yeah, those are really scary. Well, we as tourists, certainly, depending on our education level and how much we look into a place that we're going, go in with the expectations of a certain type of paradise when we travel, or not necessarily paradise. I've seen lots of cars that come up across the U.S. border with skis on the roof in the summertime. You're not going to find any snow in this part of Canada in the summer. Not when it's 40 degrees outside. So I can definitely appreciate, Carla, that people think that it is hot all the time in Mexico wherever you go. But climates and terrains certainly change. You've got a big country too. It's just like people that go to Australia that expect that wherever they go there's going to be a crocodile or a kangaroo or a venomous snake or spider that's going to kill them. It's not the case. The country does have those things, just like Canada does have bears, but you're not going to run into a bear on a regular basis whenever you come to Canada, especially if you're in downtown Toronto. Basil's on. Welcome. Yeah, if you're not used to 30-degree weather and all of a sudden the thermostat spikes and you're up to 30 degrees, it's going to be hot. If you're in 30 degrees in a big city, it's going to be hotter than if you're in a coastal community. So it's all about where you are and what you're used to. And Carla, yes, very friendly country, but there's still some jerks here too. So it's all of what you make it. If you go out with a positive attitude and you do things, it's going to be great. If you come in the confrontational attitude, you might run into someone who's confrontational as well. There's scarier things in downtown Toronto than bears. Yeah, in any major city, you're probably going to find a few things that make you go, ooh. There's no particular topic of discussion. We're just talking about everything. I'm reacting to comments that are being posted. Christopher, there are jerks everywhere. I agree. I think you probably can go into any country on the planet and find good people, and you can go into any country on the planet and find jerks. Nice summary there, Stephen, of some of the things we've talked about. What's the one plan for the weekend? The plan for the weekend is relax and enjoy. I have done a lot of stuff yesterday that made today a little bit easier for me. So that's my plan. Now we're going to flip that around though, Marie. Not horribles everywhere, good people everywhere. You can find good people everywhere. Let's keep it on the positive side. That's what we want. Basil's been watching some documentaries. Oh, you're already into your evening. I shouldn't be yawning because I'm not into my evening. I'm just into my afternoon. So. Yeah, today it needs to slow down a little bit. Dixon Cider, interesting name. Do I use Tactical Soap? I don't know what Tactical Soap is, so no, I do not use it. Good, you didn't forget the goods. We need not ever forget the goods. 100%, Carla, 100%. Basil's been watching documentaries on wildlife and travel. I've watched a few things lately on YouTube. I don't know how I got into it. They're non-talking YouTube videos. And it's not necessarily an ASMR thing. It's a construction of buildings with, or cabins or whatever, with material usually that's around them, or with free material like pallets from construction sites, making underground cave cabins or cabins in a rock face. I don't know why I got watching it, but I have been watching it. I've been finding it very relaxing. Is there going to be a street art show in Moncton this year? I don't know. I haven't heard about it yet. That was one thing that we did have. Was it last year or 2 years ago, the Street Art Festival? But I haven't seen it again, nor the festival where they paint on the buildings. That hasn't happened for a couple of years now. Some different ones. There is going to be a food truck festival in September. There's the big Mosaic Festival, which celebrates international cultures in the city. That's coming in September as well. There'll probably be a few festivals in August. I haven't seen which ones are out there yet. So as I find out, if I'm able to film, I will. I'll film and share. People used to Christmas, I'm watching the new Star Trek on Paramount. Okay. Wolfie's been watching stuff on radiation. I saw that post, Basil, that you were watching one of my videos again for the first time. Food truck festival should be fun. Yes. Dina, welcome. Cameroon. Well, I'm not there yet. Still in the Americas. So when we get to Africa, we'll get to Africa. Yeah, the reason I started with the Americas is I didn't feel that the stamp community really gave them enough interest. Everyone talks about Europe and the Canada-US part of North America, maybe some of the Asian countries, but the rest of the world, no one really talked about when it comes to stamp collecting. So I like the fact that I'm shining some light on some of these countries that people weren't normally talking about, and sharing a bit of their history and sharing some of their stamps. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, Stephen Shiny's already a Great Stamp Adventures already covered the Cameroon, so she has some good content. Yeah, I agree, Basil. That's why there's some good stamps in those areas and some amazing history. So I will get to them, but there are a lot of countries, so it's going to take some time, which is good. I got lots of time, hopefully, to make lots of videos for everybody. Yeah, there are a lot, Gary, there's a lot of countries that I probably could increase and talk about more, especially if I got to talking about individual stamps and things like that. I do an overview. There are a lot of other channels that will do a deep dive. So when I get to some of those countries, we'll see how my videos are. It usually is dependent too on the amount of stamps that my father had in his collection, or the amount of stamps that I've been able to collect before I put out that video. This is an Indian YouTuber in Cameroon briefly spoke on their history in the first video. Maybe that's why I asked you to cover. Well, if he's already covered it, why am I covering it again? I told you my plan for this weekend. It is to relax. So after I'm done this video, I will check to see what my wife wants to do as far as we have grocery shopping that needs to be done, but there may be some other things we'll get to do too. Oh, it's a travel experience he's covering. Okay. I do more philatelic, yeah. Not so much travel. You're correct. Unless I'm honored enough to get to travel to those places. Like I did with my brother when we went to Jamaica, and then later I covered a video on Jamaican stamps. Happened to fall in nicely. Oh, I don't know why I'm so tired. I actually slept until almost, well, I guess it was a little after 8 o'clock this morning. Went to bed at midnight, slept right through. Temu has a UK warehouse now. That means you get your deliveries a lot quicker. When do I plan another trip with a sibling overseas? No plans. I was lucky enough that my brother took me on that trip because he won a trip for 2 to Jamaica, and he took me. So I don't expect that those will happen very often. But I really enjoyed the time that I did spend with my brother, and I was glad that he allowed me to do some filming while I was there to share it all with you guys. So it was a lot of fun. I'm not sure what our next travel plans are, period, right now. My next vacation time is the first week or so of September from work. And we haven't made plans yet what we're planning on doing with that time, whether it will be something local or I don't imagine we're going too far aflung from where we are. Yeah, he was really lucky to win the trip. It was a work function for him at Christmas time, and he got the big prize. Why did I start doing YouTube? Originally, it was because I was doing push-up videos for raising awareness for PTSD in soldiers. I was challenged to do so. My son and I were in karate at the time, and I wanted to do something more than just 22 push-ups, which I wasn't great at anyway, so I thought I'd take a comedic spin at it. And so I started a YouTube channel called That Dad Guy that I could spend time with my kids making silly videos and raising awareness. And so between myself, my son, and my daughter, we did 66 push-up videos. That started the channel. And then after that, there was a lull. I didn't do any videos for a long time. I got plantar fasciitis and was off work. And so while I was off work, I decided I'd start reading some kids' books that my kids liked when they were younger to continue that theme. And from there, a lady at work named Debbie said, you should look into post-crossing. And so I did. I looked into post-crossing. I decided, well, if I'm going to look into it, I should make some videos about it because maybe some other people hadn't heard about it. And from there, I went into showing my father's stamp collection and showing my Lego hobby. And as my foot healed and I got to go out, I started to show Moncton's festivals and some places I went to with Canada Post and show some videos. And it's just turned into a daily vlog since then of all the things that I get a chance to do, and I try to share them with you guys. So that's why I became a YouTuber and how it all started. Basil's birthday is in September, so a couple months to go. Oh, 30 degrees in the Netherlands. Welcome, Ronald. I'm so glad that you've made it to the channel. Even though we're at near the end of the live stream, we probably are within the next 10 minutes. I'm so glad to have you here, and sounds like you got a nice hot day there in the Netherlands. Gary, I feel your pain there too. I try to find matches with the languages or with my father's stamp collection to see where he's already sorted them into, or use the internet is a great way to try to locate countries and what the stamps are from. Do I still hear from Smokey and how he's doing? Occasionally, yes. He is very busy. Lots going on in his life. We were looking at doing another live stream this month. It hasn't worked out yet, so I'm not sure if we're just taking a summer break too, because he's got a lot of stuff with his church and the building that he's doing and his family and stuff, and so he's taking a break. That's all right. He needs it. He's got stuff to do, and family comes first. So yeah, so that's what's been going on there. Hopefully, we'll hear from Smokey again soon, or I'll have a live stream and maybe he'll join me here, and we'll do that if he can't do it on his channel. But it will be good to hear from him again. So there you go. Everybody knows Basil and Stephen's birthday now, and Sarah's son. You know, well, Wolfie, it's a learning curve, and that's all right. It's a hobby. There's no rush to do anything, and little bits of information occur here and there, whether it's watching somebody's video or reading a book or just stumbling across that piece of information that gives you that aha moment, and you're able to put some pieces together in your stamp collecting. "21 people on, 16 thumbs up. That's great. And lots of little hearts going up too. Appreciate it. Very funny, Stevie. But possible. Very true, Basil. Gary uses stamp identifier from Colnet. Okay. How do you like on the phone? I don't know, because I'm, as the host, I don't have that option to like my own video. So those of you else, oh, there you go. Wolfie's telling you the 3 dots on the top right-hand corner will help you do that. 20 people on, 17 likes. 18 likes. It's going up. And Basil uses the same stamp identifier app. Okay. There we go. We're sharing. Now we're 19 and 19. We've lost a person watching, but we've gained a person liking. How interesting is that? There you go. Thank you very much. Oh, we're up to 20. Hello, Ricky. Welcome. Well, are we running at the end of it? No more questions? No more new statements? Shall we wrap things up? Suspense. Ooh, Ida Marie has jumped to the #1 top fan of this discussion. What do you think? Are these crowns adding anything to the experience of these live streams, knowing that you're either in the 1, 2, or 3 position? Does it make you want to rate more, communicate more to get you that? I wonder, you know, the people that submit money from time to time on this, do they get anything extra as a little badge to go with it too? I'm curious. I don't know all these extra new things they're trying to add to these live streams. I guess it's a way to try to keep people engaged rather than just watching that they're typing messages in order to try to get things. You have no marking on your end, Ida Marie. And after you finish that, if you finish with a #1, do you get anything added to your YouTube page saying that you were a #1? Sophie says it's fun, just no idea what it does. Yeah, me neither. I like the added bit of color on my screen. It's showing a little purple crown and a #1 next to Ida Marie. So it goes nicely with these little red hearts that are also going up the side of my screen. I hope you're right, Basil. I hope it is a good way to keep people engaged. Stephen just keeps him confused. Media is now number 3. Steven is number 2. Just fun, no perks. Okay. Steven got demoted, yeah. He stopped talking for a little while, I guess. Is there a lot of lags and glitches in this today, or do you mean just in general? Because I know we've had those in the past where we've had some glitches. Definitely something needs to be worked on. Christopher lost his crown. You're number 3 now, which means you took Media's place. There's a fight. Who's going to win? I don't know. I didn't see anything. Now, maybe you wouldn't get the badge until till the card got registered. I sent a card that day. I don't know if there's a badge going to be associated with it or not. It was just fun to send one on the 20th anniversary. Yeah, I probably have to be there from the beginning. All your comments, if you were doing it since the beginning, you probably would be a number 1 commenter. This is like the Olympics. Yes, those podiums of gold, silver, bronze. You got a little buffering earlier this. Okay. I didn't know. It didn't freeze like that all the time. Just work clean. Yeah, there's no glitching like that, hopefully. 22 people on, 21 liking. I wonder one day, are we going to get to a live stream where we have 100 people on at one time? As this channel grows, will we get there? Or are these too niche of talks where we're just talking about general things as a group? The anniversary of the start of the last Olympics is coming up. That's a very odd anniversary. The start of the last Olympics. You should be thinking of the next Olympics. I hadn't heard that, Wolfie, that some people's chats don't stay or show unless you refresh. Thank you, Monty. I'm weird. I own it. I get it. Certainly, if we start getting lots more people, yeah, I might have to appoint a moderator. I have thought of that in the past. It's not something that we're at yet. I can pretty easily get rid of trolls as they go right now. But should we get to the point where the messages are just scrolling like crazy, yeah, moderator will be something that we'll need to have. Dina says she lives in the Seattle area, and normally for postcard it takes 25 days. From where? Within your own country or around the world? I was just saying earlier, Dina, that mail between Canada and the US is very slow right now, and I don't know why. I can get my mail from Canada to Europe within a week, but it might take 3 weeks to a month to get something from the US. Not always, but yeah, sometimes. Oh, Stephen is back number 1. Wow. Shows what a couple comments will do. And Olia wants to recommend Dawood's World of Stamps. Dawood has won Stamp of the Month before. I've sent something off to him, so yeah, that's great. He is doing videos as well. Wolfie says there's a whole Reddit post about the problem. It's been like it for a few years, and YouTube response was basically to stop the live and restart if a glitch happens in the streamer, not the viewers. Okay. So sometime I'll have to restart. Those restarts are not easy to do because there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes with making the description and the titles and stuff. So if you stop a live stream, you got to do all that over again. Item Marie says 2 weeks to candle lately. US is slow. Yeah. But I'm glad that things are arriving still, Item Marie. I have a lot of videos that I've watched I haven't been able to comment or haven't gone back to comment yet. So thank you, Basil, for commenting whenever you do watch videos. I'll have to give his videos a look, Olia. Well, we've reached an hour on here. I think it's time for me to go and enjoy the rest of my day with my wife. So thank you so much for everyone for joining, for participating. Stephen, I guess you get the #1 crown this week as you finish with it. And Ida Marie, you're #2. I don't know who's #3 at this point. Maybe it was Christopher, or if it's Media. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for joining. We will talk to you guys very soon. Have a magical week.